Welcome to the channel, everyone. Let us pray. The power of the Christ compels you. Pope's Exorcist, released earlier this year in 2023, and is directed by Julius Avery, who is also behind such films like Overlord and Samaritan. And this film is starring the one man who can do the thing to stop the thing to save the thing, Russell Crowe, Daniel Savato, Alex Esso, and Franco Nero. Father Gabriel Amort is the greatest exorcist in the world, and he's been called to Spain to help a little possessed boy who is temporarily living with his mother and his sister in an ancient estate that has a lot of hidden history behind it. So Father Amort is gonna go up against the demon possessing this boy, and it's gonna be the hardest task he's ever had to exorcist a demon. This is one of those movies when it was announced and the promotional material comes out for it, the poster, the trailers. I watch it, or I barely watch it. I watch maybe a little snippet of it and I go, okay, I'll eventually catch that, probably when it's cheap or when it's free on a streaming service. And that's exactly what happened here. Luckily, it was on Netflix. This is nice Halloween spooky time, so I'm trying to watch all of these scary movies and trying to catch up on films that I've missed this past year. And yeah, it's Russell Crowe. He once was a huge namesake in the whole Hollywood scene, but it seems like he's been struggling to find that next thing that really puts him on the map again. He's tried to do other franchises that haven't taken off, like the whole dark monster universe that Universal tried to do many years ago with The Mummy. He was awesome in that buddy cop movie, Nice Guys. If any of you have never seen it, which many people have not seen that movie, it's a really good buddy cop film. And that could have easily been turned into a franchise, but sadly it didn't. Here though, I think Russell Crowe finally found something that could launch into a potential franchise. And to be honest, and shockingly to myself, I really want that. Because this film is not a horror film. It's not really a thriller at all. Yes, it does have demons, it has exorcism, it has horrific images on screen, but this is a superhero movie. Father Gabriel Amort is the greatest, exorcist in the world, and has just the intelligence behind being the best exorcist that there is, making him the Batman of this universe. And then his little sidekick priest comes in later to help him with the praying and finding out all the hidden stuff in this castle, in this mansion that this little boy is living in. And he eventually becomes Robin. It is Batman and Robin, and their mission at the end of this movie, hopefully branching off into a franchise, is to defeat all of the evil locations that the Vatican knows that evil is trying to break out in. That would be the only thing that differentiates this exorcism movie to any other exorcist movie that you've seen in the past. Every little jump scare that happens in this movie you have seen before. Everything that the little boy has said and everything that is being done evilly to him, you have seen in another exorcist film before. There is nothing new here. In fact, whenever Russell Crowe was not on screen and it was just this family, this mother with her daughter and her son who is possessed, I was writing that as it was happening. I was guessing and I was saying everything just before they said it and did the thing. It's all formulaic, haunted house bullshit. Huh? There's some weird things happening in this house, Mom. Oh, come on, daughter. Come on, son. It's just your imagination. We have to stay here and renovate it. Otherwise, we can't turn it around and make a profit on it. But your son's being possessed and is crawling on the ceiling. I know, but the profit. It was all just stupid. It was all formulaic. Whenever they were on screen, I was just praying for Father Amort to come back on screen because, shockingly, I was actually really enjoying Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe is the reason to watch this movie. He is great. His Italian accent, I'm not great on accents, so I'm sure it seems very stereotypical, but I also really liked it. It was comforting, and the more I heard it coming from him, I adapted to it. I know that he's not Italian. I've seen him in so many other films that to hear him do an accent, I'm like, okay, that's not your voice. But eventually I came around to it, and the conviction that he has behind that accent, and the conviction that he has in this character has seen everything and has seen pure evil, but then he has to deal with the board of directors from the Vatican who are like, no, evil doesn't exist and you're going out of line. It's basically a superhero film, like a Steven Seagal cop film. I know there are laws, but I know what's right and wrong. Therefore, I can act above the law because I know where pure evil is. It's campy as hell, but again, I just really dug Russell Crowe, and I'm shocked. I'm shocked saying that, because seeing the trailer, seeing the posters here, I'm like, oh god, we're trying to give Russell Crowe another thing. But he's actually really good here, and I do want to see more of this character. And I want to see this character not just do the exorcism stuff in future films. I like seeing this character, well, one, doing the Exorcist stuff, but he's also a detective. Like, he's going around, he's looking at the architecture, he's traveling into tunnels, and he's uncovering some very interesting and some very scary stuff. A lot of stuff that the Vatican over the many years has tried to cover up. If any of you have seen Mel Brooks's The History of the World Part 1, you know what I'm talking about. The Inquisition, what a show, the Inquisition, here we go. I know you're wishing that we just go away, but the Inquisition's here and it's here to stay. Whenever they talked about it, that song was just in the back of my head the entire time. I really wish it made an appearance here. The Pope's Exorcist was actually a really fun time. Don't go into this looking for jump scares and looking for horror, because this is not a horror film. Like I said before, this is an action thriller. This is a superhero film that is trying to get the franchise going. They even have the little tag on the movie where they have their own Nick Fury. I'm not kidding you. He's a Nick Fury bishop that comes in and like, these are all the places that we know where evil's trying to break out. Do you think you can take him down? And Father Amort looks to his little sidekick, is like, let's go to work. I'm into it. And maybe it's campy, maybe it's ridiculous, but I don't care. I'm actually really into this, and I really enjoyed Russell Crowe here. There's a lot of great horrific imagery that happens, not with the boy. Again, anything Exorcist related, you've seen that before in here, but when we get to the CGI stuff in the dungeon and in the cave when Russell Crowe is sitting on that throne with that cane and he's being possessed, that was just great stuff. I was digging that. So if you go into this movie with the mindset of this is not a horror film, this is more of an action film, this is more of a superhero film, and if you're into superhero films like I am, I think you're going to love this movie. I'm going to give The Pope's Exorcist 3 out of 5 Blu-rays.
Not exactly what I had in mind, but not bad.
So guys, if you've seen The Pope's Exorcist, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you on the next time I'm releasing my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.